am unmuted, and I am so happy to be here, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Glad you could make it from all the way from wherever you are.
I am on Eastern Long Island, so I'm not too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I really want to expand on what Duke said. I want to expand on what Aisha said about these voices and listening to them. It's clear the old way isn't supposed to work right now. That's what's clear to me. It's clear it's time to restructure and that the world is new. And for many, this has been a crisis, and we're all in different spaces of this crisis. And, Aisha, you said to take the time to listen to what this is teaching us. And sometimes when those voices are there and we listen, there are a lot of lies that we tell ourselves and trick ourselves into. I believe all artists want to change the world, and successful artists do change the world. So look at any successful artist: Lady Gaga, Led Zeppelin, Kanye, Radiohead, Nina Simone, Michael Jackson, even fucking Britney Spears, right? Every artist changes the world. And if their intention was conscious or not to change the world, may not be, but they change the world. And I really like discovering with artists and creators and makers the lies we tell ourselves. So a couple of my favorite lies are like garden variety lies, like I don't have enough time is one of the lies we tell ourselves. Like that just means you don't want to do it. Or one of the other lies is like convincing yourself no one's going to pay for your work, which I think is a worthiness issue within yourself. But then there are like the deeper lies, the unspoken lies, like I'm not worthy of success, or I don't deserve to be listened to. But my favorite lie is the one where we play it cool and we say, well, my art is just my passion, man. And, it's cool if someone else likes it, and it's all good if they don't. I call BS on that. I really think that underneath everything, every artist, every creator, every maker yearns and desires to alter and elevate the world. But we have inherited conversations from our parents or inherited conversations from the world that train and teach us that it's not possible. And I think we tell ourselves these lies to protect ourselves from disappointment, and we'll do anything to protect ourselves from disappointment. What do you think about that?
And I love the fact of like you get inside your head. If you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, you're not successful enough, it's like think of it as somebody growing up. It's like a family member or a friend saying, you're not good enough, and how it affects that person later in their life. If you're telling yourself that, that's no different than like listening and believing somebody else telling you that.
And that's what we do. We absorb other people's truths as our own unknowingly. And it takes work to seal ourselves off from other people's untruths and take our own stand. And it's so scary to take that stand. I mean, you risk being laughed at, you risk being scoffed at, you risk being the butt of the joke for infinite internet trolls if you actually take a stand and say, this is what my art is for.
And I like that is one of the things that, I look at it as going back with Duke, it's like, get your music out there. I always feel that it's like the world deserves to hear your creations, and it's art. And you might be holding yourself back. Somebody's going to appreciate this. If you're getting out there and you're saying, I want to talk to somebody, I want to use my voice, I want to try to influence, I want to try to motivate, I want to try to inspire, you're not going to be able to come up and say one sentence that's going to inspire an entire world. It's going to be, you inspire one person, you can inspire one more person. When you start realizing you're not to try to change the world by changing by influencing or the entire populace. It's like you start with one person at a time, and if you can help, and that helps you with your voice, more practice and getting better.
Really brilliant. And, I'll just say three prongs to ride off of that. Like, number one is just acknowledge to yourself that you're out to change something and be that vulnerable with yourself. And then be prepared to do just that. Prepare yourself to be laughed at, prepare yourself to be scoffed at, prepare yourself for people to ignore you. And then number three, in finding your tribe of people who want to elevate what you want to elevate, uh, pull for a no from people, pull for rejection, pull for people to ignore you, pull for a failure. Welcome 60% of your conversations with people being no's and get excited to hear that no instead of avoiding it and running from that disappointment. It'll bring a lot of power.